Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for February of 2018. This month, definitely check out astrojar.com for more awesome readers and astrologers. Let's see what is going on for you this month. You have the three diamonds. I mean, this card is just going to keep coming up, I feel like, this year. It's a card of being careful of paperwork and things like that. I don't know if, like, the retrograde energy is just going to continue, if there's something going on there or something with paperwork. But, I will just say be careful of paperwork this entire year, not just this month. This has come up for me in personal readings that I've done for people. It's been coming up in monthly readings for a while, so definitely something to watch out for. Next, you have the Two of Clubs, probably this month mostly focusing kind of on yourself in a lot of ways. I would say in a good way, probably making changes to yourself as well. I think that, again, I've said this before, whenever we have Neptune and Pisces, I think it's a great time to ask yourself questions about, what kind of changes you want to make in life or the type of person you want to be, and then trying to make those things a reality. Again, to me, Neptune and Pisces very loosely, again, not like 100% accurate astrology-wise, but very loosely, it represents, needing to make your fantasies a reality, needing to make things that you want to have happen come true. And again, we have all this beautiful, I'm looking at the chart over here, by the way, and we have all this beautiful earth energy to allow us to bring things to earth, basically. So I think it's a great time to dream big and to try to create your own reality this entire year. And I mean, I would actually argue that we have quite a long time of this type of energy because, again, Neptune doesn't leave until 2026. We have Pluto will stay in Capricorn for quite a while as well. So, we have plenty of time here to create things that we want. That does not mean necessarily take your time. Again, I would get started now, but I think we have a good amount of time to make things happen. Next, you have the Six of Spades. A lot of fated events. We have the eclipses this month, of course, or the eclipse, I should say, not eclipses. It depends on on the 31st. I'm shooting these on the 22nd of January, and of course on the 31st we have an eclipse, and then we have another one on the 15th of this month. So a lot of fated events, a lot of things coming back around. Things could be eclipse out of your life at this time. I think for you, for the most part, it's probably going to deal with friends, changes with friends and family and things like that. It could be other things as well, but definitely that, changes there. Also, like I said, incremental improvements. I think that your focus for the month really is making improvements on yourself. Again, there's definitely this kind of message here that represents just you, pretty much nothing else. So I would say that the focus is on you and deciding what changes you want to make to your own life to see improvements at this time. Next, you have the Five of Clubs. Like I said, card of renovation. So these types of renovations that this card can bring are, again, to you. They could be you renovating yourself. For some of you, I do feel like you could be renovating a home or something like that. Also, a card of this is a card that represents going on some sort of adventure. I do think that there could be some surprise moves for some of you probably this year, just looking at the cards here. I think that maybe even some of you have moved recently, within the last couple years, and maybe you're thinking about moving again, like out of the blue, just like maybe it just pops in when you maybe never had an intention to move at all. So again, there could be some surprises like that. I do feel like this year in general will bring those types of surprises for people where, maybe they thought they were going to be with somebody forever, and then all of a sudden they decide, I don't want to be with this person anymore, so they leave. Or it could be based off of locations where you live, and you could just decide you don't want to live somewhere anymore, so you just decide to have a move, like kind of out of the blue. So I do think that there are going to be a lot of surprises like that. Next, you have the Three of Spades. Be careful of your health. You have the two challenging threes, and again, threes aren't very challenging to begin with, but again, if there were challenging threes, it would be these two. This card just says stay healthy at this time. Make sure not to get sick. But I do feel like there is a need for you, just judging by the two threes here, to pay attention to the small details, especially in regards to paperwork and also anything that people tell you. I've been saying for years now. I've said it when I was doing monthly astrology, which I'm hoping to get back to, or the weekly astrologies that I was doing. I used to say there that with Neptune and Pisces, we can't trust anything. We can't trust, what our friends tell us. We can't trust, what the news tells us, especially the media and things like that. Again, with Pluto and Capricorn, to me, represents the detective needing to look into everything. Again, it never surprises me when I see astrology like this because it's like, one thing backs up the other thing. Like I said, Neptune, fantasy, things not being true, all this other stuff. And then we have this Pluto and Capricorn saying, but if you look and you try to figure out things and you are a detective, you can really figure out the information and you can learn the truth, but you just have to go looking for it. Next, the Joker. The Joker represents the devil, by the way. The devil represents Capricorn, so just probably talking about that Capricorn energy. This is a card of being multi-talented. I do feel like people need to develop, especially at this time and until 2026, will need to develop skills that are kind of complementary. I don't think, I think it's just going to get harder and harder to get a job. I've talked about this in the past as well. What I think will happen is I think that, number one, people will probably be starting their own businesses. Of course, there will be a small amount of people that do have jobs, of course, because we still need people to work. But again, I think positions are just going to start shrinking. And then the only other advantage that I think people can develop for themselves is to have a very specific set of skills in some sort of area. And I think that things like being a consultant or kind of working on that type of a more consultant type basis, I think that's going to become more and more popular in the future. The Joker asks us to develop complementary skills. So I always tell people to picture a circle and then little circles around it. So for example, maybe you are in marketing and this card says, you could learn marketing, but maybe also another circle that you could learn, that you could improve upon is sales. Because again, they're complementary. They kind of work together. That's just one example. Just think about whatever it is that you enjoy, that you like doing, and then come up with something on the side, right? And then finally, you have the Nine of Hearts, getting something you wish for, getting something you want. So definitely a very good month, getting a wish, and can also represent long-distance relationships. So again, all in all, I think the focus is on you and kind of focusing on developing your skills this month, but it looks like a good month. So thank you for watching and enjoy your February.